So how do you set price levels for your SaaS product? So what is the minimum price? What sort of unit price do you have? What should the maximum price be for your largest potential enterprise customers and so forth? Okay, so the short answer is that you first need to figure out what unit you price by. Are you pricing per user? Are you pricing per live shopping mall? Whatever it is that your solution does, it most certainly does it in some sort of way where you're saying, well, we're going to price it per X. So maybe it's per user. That would be sort of the historical standard for a lot of software. So find that pricing metric. And then what you want to do is you want to say, well, okay, so let's say we're pricing it per user. Then you need to say, well, what is the smallest customer that I could get and that I want, right? So these two needs to coincide. They need to be the same. So let's say that you're pricing, you have a marketing software or something and you're selling it to agencies of all different sizes, and you're asking yourself, well, maybe I could sell it to an individual freelancer, so one user. Okay. Or maybe you're saying, well, for the type of software I have, that doesn't really make sense, so we need a small agency to buy this, so it would be a minimum of 3 users or 5 users or whatever it is. So you have your business case from the customer side, like what is the use case here? And then on the other hand, you have your cost input, and you're saying, hell, well, the way I sell and the way I go to market and the way the direction I want to take my business, it doesn't really make sense for me to sell anything less than, let's say, 5K a year. So you're going to have some sort of a smallest potential customer. And let's say that you figured out that a good price point for the metric, let's say the user that you're charging is 1,000 per year. So you're saying, okay, so at 5K a year, that would be 5 users. So now you have this step. Maybe you could sell to someone that had 2 or 3 users, but you're saying they're just too small. So I'm just going to charge a minimum of 5. So you have this relationship where you say, well, we have the money, and then we have the volume of whatever it is we're selling. And then we're saying, hell, here at 5K, and let's say we have 5 users here, this is sort of where we start. So there's nothing down here. No product, I can't buy anything out of my market. And then you want to ask yourself, well, what is the largest potential customer I could get? The biggest whale in the sea. And then maybe that is a, let's say, 5,000 person agency somewhere that you could get. And then you're going to ask yourself, well, are they willing to pay $1,000 per user for 5,000 users, so at 5 million? So is it just like way up here? And we're just going to say, well, is this going to be 5 million? And then maybe it's not, right? Maybe you're saying, well, they probably would get, I probably would have to give them a discount if they get it. So maybe we could only say something like 1 million. Let's say this is going to be a log scale, right? But let's say we're ending up somewhere here. So 1 million for 5K users, right? And then essentially you need to sort of create a discount slope. Some tranche models where you say, well, across this, I'm going to create some steps, and I'm going to go here with, 25, and I'm going to go with 50 and 100 and whatever, 250 and so forth, right? So you just keep going until you have these. And then it drops from 1,000 per user to 900 to 800 to 750 and so forth until you hit that, and you try to sort of simulate this drop-off point. And then you need to decide with yourself, sort of, well, this initial step here, is this where I would say it's 5K and I get the 5 users included, or do I just want to create just a flat fee and I say it's 5K flat plus something per user, or maybe it's 3K flat plus 1,000 per users, minimum 2 users. So in one way or the other, you're going to get to the 5K for the minimum purchase. But so there's a few different ways you can do that. But you want to define that minimum, and then you want to define that maximum, and just create some steps in between, and just try to figure out what the slope is, the discount volume in your market, and then get to that. And I would also say, even though you're nowhere near getting to a product that you could sell to 5K users, create the pricing model anyways, right? Because you are going to get, let's say, 100 user account through the door or 250 user accounts through the door, which is at that point in time the biggest user. And when they get through the door and they see your pricing model is already accommodating, let's say 1,000 users or something that is way larger than them, they will usually press for less discounts. So what you don't want is you don't want sort of a pricing model that sort of stops here and says, well, 250 users is the largest that we ever go. And then this customer sort of goes through the door and say, well, I'm going to assume that, my price is going to be way bigger. So you actually use the pricing model and the discount table to negotiate the discounts with larger accounts. So I usually say the net should be bigger than the fish. The pricing model should be bigger than the largest potential account or customer that you want to close. So this is just a very quick and dirty way to set some initial price points, to just figure out what the smallest customer is that you want to sell and what the largest potential customer is, and just trying to draw the line between the two. All right, I hope it makes sense to you. I hope it helps. Good luck with it. Hey there. So I create these videos for free so that you can take your great SaaS product and turn it into a great SaaS business. So if you like the video and you got value from it, you should, of course, subscribe to the channel and also tell a friend. So write someone and say, hey, you're in SaaS, this guy talks about SaaS, maybe there's something in there for you. So that is the only way that this channel actually grows or these videos gets around. And this is sort of how I try to provide value to everyone. I have a network of clients that I have, and I get most of my business from referrals only. So the reason I make the videos and write the books and so forth is actually to just provide value to everyone else, because I can only be in one place at a time. So my hope with all these videos is just to do more good in the world. And if you tell a friend or you share, you can help me do that. So thank you.